help when you're trying to get people into one specific area.
I don't. They can. They're free spirits. They can roam wherever they want. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. These people are free spirits. Wherever they may roam, where they call lay their head is home. That's what they do.
Going for references. You're fishing for references now.
Fishing. Nobody's
Yes.
fishing over here. I'm turning it the wrong way, I think. There we go. Yep, like that.
What?
The face. The face you're making is just priceless.
I'm just bored right now.
Why?
Because we're just idle.
Well, we're live. Why don't you say hello to
Oh,
everybody?
for fuck's sake. Damn it. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing that's gonna keep on going every single time we go live.
Maybe.
No,
Probably.
I know.
Probably.
I know it's going to be.
Yeah, it likely
Because
is.
you're at the helm of the control. But to be fair, I would do the same thing.
Yeah. And I do the good stuff. I do the broadcasting. I do all the wonderful graphics.
Now,
I make wonderful graphics.
now
I make the
here's-
best graphics.
Well,
Beautiful graphics.
you need to update a graphic for me when we go off the air.
There's quite a few graphics I need to update. If anybody's looking at the Twitch channel and thinking, holy fuck, yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me, I know.
Yeah, but regardless of that, what the hell was I gonna say now? I forgot. I forgot what I was
Victory.
going to say.
I win.
Yeah, well, you win this round.
I win this round. Before we really dive into things, everybody, just an announcement, because some people have come here and they've been like, wow, this guy's a bit on the heavier side. I've been going to the gym for 2 weeks now. I've already lost 9 pounds, and I'm going to keep going.
Good job. Good job.
So I'm going to get there, and I'm going to, after I lose all the weight, I'm probably just going to, I don't know, play Pokemon or something.
Pokemon with
Yep.
Heath Slater in his single wide.
No! No, I'm not going to Pineville.
You're not going to Pineville?
I've already been to Pineville.
Yeah. He went full West Virginia on SmackDown. It was so great, and Rhino was just sitting there eating Cheese Whiz and crackers.
I just gotta know if, like...
Did you see that segment?
No, I didn't see that
Oh
segment.
my
but
god, it's so good.
I can't imagine he really lives in a single wide trailer.
Oh,
but
of course not.
But what I will believe is that he does probably still live in Pineville.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, I hear he's got a place in Florida, but that probably might be like, you know, his
Summer
vacation house, and he probably still lives in Pineville because I don't know why people do what they do here, but once you find a place you like in this state, this crazy ass state, you just kind of stay there until you're dead. That's what you do.
Oh my goodness. Well, he's getting pushed to the moon.
It's so weird.
It is weird. Heath Slater is getting one of the biggest pushes in 2016, and guess what? The crowd is reacting to it very well, because there was a section in Houston, Texas. There was a fucking section that had a Heath's Kids sign.
Wow.
That, like, all these people had a sign that said Heath's Kids, and there was like fucking 50 of them.
Well,
Because the
it's
joke
so
is
weird.
he has to get this contract to feed his 20 some odd kids, or however the fuck many he
Oh
has.
my god. Thanks, guys. Because that's what everybody does here. That's what they do. They're just like, what's a condom? And then they just keep going. Oh my god.
And Heath Slater has to get a double wide, and he has a above ground swimming pool.
I gotta go to the wrestling match. Gonna win all that money and make sure all my 27 kids got their food. Can't be staying on food stands forever.
We got these sausages fresh from the can. These hors d'oeuvres.
Oh god.
All right. Well, I
I
think.
can do a better West Virginia voice, but I don't want.
Well, you're from the place. Let's hear it.
Must I?
You insisted.
I just said I don't want to because I don't sound like the people here. I don't go down the road and say, well, I got that pickup that's not running the way it's supposed to, so I'm going to go down there to the shop and I'm going to see if I can get myself a spare battery, see if that works. Not sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Can you introduce us in this voice? I'm gonna let you do that. Please, please. At least, or if you're not gonna do that, at least outro in that voice.
Oh my God.
One of the two.
All right, I'll give you an outro.
Okay. Well,
I'll give you an outro. I don't want to scare everybody when the show starts and they hear that and think, "Oh my God, I have to leave." And I wouldn't blame them. If I heard that when I started the podcast, I'd be like, "Never again! Burn my iPod! Fuck this thing!"
I don't know if I go as far as burn the iPod, but this is Super Reset Brothers for September the 1st, 2016. I'm Tanner Larson. There is the West Virginian man you just heard. That is Patrick Breeden. And do they really sound like that?
Depends on where you go.
Pineville.
Yes.
How about Charleston?
Not really.
Huntington?
You'll get like the occasional person who sounds like that, and you'll just be like, "Where the fuck did you come from, pal?" Huntington, not really. It's usually when you start going like southern West Virginia. Like Heath is from the south of West Virginia, so you start to get that kind of thing.
Because he's the one-man southern rock band, baby!
There's a little hokey place outside of Charleston called Sissonville, and oh my God. People probably ride around on riding lawnmowers in that place. It's, don't ever go there.
Oh, that sounds like living the
You
dream.
have no reason to be there. Just don't do it.
That sounds like living the dream. Right, lawnmower.
That's what you do all day. Well, time to get up and ride that riding lawnmower all day.
All day.
All day.
Till the sun goes down. Then I'm going to go drink a beer, too.
Oh, my God.
Or, I guess in your case, a beer is 6. But, regardless of all that...
I gave up the alcohol, actually.
Oh, really?
That's part of my training regime. I'm trying to, just lose the pounds. And the idea with that is by my birthday next year, I am going to be diabetes-free.
Is that possible?
Oh, absolutely. It's possible to reverse it if you're type 2.
Oh, okay. I thought it was type 1. So.
No, I'm not
Alright.
type 1. But
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to reverse it. And I gave up the booze to do it.
Excellent. I'm rooting for you. So, speaking of diabetes, there was some sweet, sweet news before we released the podcast. And Zanbot just,
Zambot.
Zanbot is Zanbot. Sorry, Catawolf. But regardless of all that, speaking of the sweet news before that, we got some sweet news from Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios that we were right, literally on the day of the recording release,
On the spot, son.
on the spot. And guess what? It was free. It was MKXL, and it really did fix a lot of the PC issues.
No, it was a beta, but still.
Still, it was more stable than what was previously released.
Yeah. In terms
Oh.
of that, like we were saying before, this seems like it's going to be the thing. It seems like MKXL is going to happen. And then, how do you like it? How do you like it? It happened exactly like we said it would.
Yeah, they really needed to make it free and available to all the PC users ready on the day of the release, because there was no other alternative, I thought. If there was an alternative, then it had to be very, very low cost, like $5 or so. But thankfully, it was all free, and just rightfully so. I know that some console players are miffed about that, but you have to understand that what I said in the previous week, that the PC players have been waiting for ever since the release of this game to be able to play it without any major issues or any crashes.
If people are on console are miffed that the PC guys are getting the stuff for free, they can seriously get over it. Like, for real. Like you were saying, these guys have been screwed for like well over a year, and finally things are getting fixed like we said it would. And okay, so they're going to get some free content. They deserve something, don't they?
Yes,
You get handed
absolutely.
like a beat up box full of garbage for a year, and then somebody comes by and they're like, "Oh, here's what you were supposed to get. By the way, we'll give you a refund," or something along those lines. Don't you think that's just justified a little bit?
Well, it happened, and whether they feel one way or the other, that's what it is. And
Yeah,
thankfully, I am on the side of yes, it was supposed to be free.
yeah.
So my goodness, I got a little bit of time to play the beta, and it was fantastic. It was much more playable than what was given to me beforehand.
I got a chance to play too. I was playing the hell out of the thing, and I was going to stream a little bit of it. Good stuff. One thing I would say is compared to console, the controls are still a bit of a problem.
A little bit, but
So
it's not as much of a problem as I thought it was going to be.
not as much of one, but at the same time, like it's glaring, it's obvious,
Yeah.
and I know it's not just me because I was playing quite a few matches, played against some like amazing Aaron Black players who knew exactly what they were doing, and I was dropping combos. I noticed that they were dropping combos, and that's when I said, "No, it's not just me. This is a problem."
Yeah.
So it's a beta. And I hope that Boone and Company take all the input data we're giving them and just tighten it up even more.
Yeah.
Which I think they will. I mean, that,
Yeah.
pretty sure that's the point of the beta.
Isn't that the point of most betas?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
pretty
Because I know some betas are just like, oh, this is the finished version. Here, have it early.
much. I think you're talking about early access on Steam, sir.
Yes. That's one thing I really hate about early access games is that they just release the finished product. And
Yeah, and then
and,
they call
and,
it
and,
early
another
access.
thing, on that note, pre-alpha. That's a marketing term.
Pre-alpha.
You can't tell me that something in a beta form is a pre-alpha. If you really want to look at a pre-alpha game, just look at geometrical shapes in like a notebook or something like that. Like go to a geometry class and look inside the book. That is pre-alpha.
It's just like, hey, we got some broken ass shit. You want to buy it for $5? No,
No,
I don't care if
absolutely
it's just
not.
$5. It's broken. Why?
So-
Why would you want that?
But it's a marketing term mostly is pre-alpha
Yeah, it's
because
just
it's not
garbage.
pre-alpha. There are textures in there. There is, designs, there's artwork. A pre-alpha does not have such things.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff. Like we went off on a bit of a tangent there, but yeah, like that early access alpha stage stuff. It's awful. Some games where they're just like, oh, it's an early access, and you're like, oh, okay, that means they're still working on it. It's going to be done soon. And then like the game is still in early access like a year and a half later.
Case
That
in
stuff is
case
just
in point,
ridiculous.
case in point, Prison Architect. They
I've
say
seen
they
people
say
play
they
that.
are never going to quote unquote release that game and just keep it in early access or like
Forever.
forever, which is not the smartest idea, I think.
Yeah, just hire Terry Funk to be part of the team. So you just be like, when's it come? When's it going to be in early access? Forever.
Forever.
Uh,
Forever.
okay. Do
And
they have a reason why they're doing that, other than they feel like it?
And there's our one wrestling joke of the podcast.
Yep,
And
there's the one. It's over.
cut it off on that. So this has been Super Recent Rose. No, I'm kidding. But going back to MKXL, I have played a little bit of the beta, obviously, as I said previously. And the characters I really like are Triborg and Aaron Black. Aaron Black is like it's like it's like the character is so complex enough that people who are experts at the game can do shit that no like beginner can, but it's also like a welcoming character that, those beginners can get into it pretty easily.
I hate Aaron Black.
Really? You hate Aaron Black?
I hate him because I'm tired of playing against him.
Okay, fair enough.
I hate him because when I went into the beta,
Do you think Aaron Black hold on, do you think Aaron Black
Yeah.
is like the Ryu to Street Fighter or the Jago to the Killer Instinct?
No, not even. Aaron Black is a bit too complex to be compared to those guys.
I don't
So
know
I'm
if
not
it's
going to
that
say he's not
complex.
complex because he is, and I'll explain to you why. He is, and I'll explain why. For the most part, when it comes down to Aaron Black, if you're playing against him, you have to know when it comes to certain combos he has exactly how long you have to block before, any of his combos will hurt you. For example, he's got that one, I can't remember which variation it is, but he comes at you and he does like multiple elbow strikes. And in terms of that, there is like a specific amount of time that the person who's defending has to block. Or if you let the block button go, it'll allow him to keep the combo string going. So you have to be intelligent enough as a player to know exactly how long you have to block and then know when the recovery frames are so you can get your revenge as soon as that's done. So Aaron Black is definitely a complex character that people need to learn to defend against, and he's not exactly super easy to pick up and play. Now, if you're wanting some character where it's just like some quick combos back to back and it's not that hardcore when you're first starting, probably Liu Kang.
Well, of course, but here's what I think is, I think you kind of go off from the original point that I'm trying to make, is that it's mostly easy to pick up and play. Where
Aaron Black?
you're talking about combos, where that's mostly a slightly advanced technique that not a lot of beginners or a lot of basic players are going to really pick up on.
Well, even at that point, Aaron Black still wouldn't be your choice. If you wanted something you could just pick up and go off with, it'd be Scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, those are names that, of course, the casual players are going to recognize. Oh, so you got a little bit of a point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. It's just Scorpion is easier, by far, to pick up and play compared to Aaron Black. It's night and day when it comes to playing those characters. Because with Scorpion, you can accidentally combo.
Yeah.
He's so easy.
Yeah.
You can do, like, square, square, teleport, and there you go. You've got a combo that you can abuse until the end of time. So, Scorpion is just that much easier of a character to pick up and just do stuff with.
I guess I'm just
really
different.
Sure.
I guess I'm just different, where I thought Aaron Black was so easy.
Not really. I mean, like, you probably could pick him up and do a few quick things and whatnot, and, he does have some different conditional things to help out. He's got some anti-air, he's got some way to take care of turtling, he's got some other stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if you want just really simple, brainless play for somebody who just started, it's Scorpion.
Well, of course, it's been like that since the end of time.
Well, it's because Scorpion is Ed Boon's favorite.
Yeah, that's another reason why. That's another reason why.
Yeah, Ed Boon has said so. Scorpion is his favorite character.
Because he does a voice for it?
Well, I don't know if it's that reason, but he always says Scorpion's his favorite. And it probably could be. I mean, if somebody told me, get in a sound booth and yell, get over here all day, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, this is my favorite character.
I can do that.
But what else can we say about MKXL really quick before we get onto our main topic?
Overall, I really enjoyed on PC. In terms of, like, with my rig, which I'm considering upgrading the video card in it, I decided to go ahead and give it a shot and see if I could run it on max. I can run it on max. It looks 1,000,000 times better than console. I'm so sorry, console guys, but it does look 1,000,000
Don't be sorry,
times
because
better.
you know it's got to be true.
Well, it's got to be true, but console for so long with Mortal Kombat has been the, like, the primary platform when it comes to this game because PC's been so broken.
Oh, of course.
Now PC's working the way it's supposed to. It looks like $1,000,000 on there, and if we can just get the gameplay to match the graphics, you've got the superior version right there. Right there.
Yep. Absolutely. So, let's dive into our main topic, which just came up earlier today, and that is the YouTube policy changes that have been happening. So, for those who don't know, the main YouTube policy changes that have been ongoing is the removal of monetization, where if you're swearing or if it's mostly politically driven or like just stuff that's quote unquote like stirring up drama or whatever.
Oh, we're fucked.
Yeah, where this seems like it's going to hurt a lot of like news-based / podcast kind of stuff, which it's really confusing and it's really vague. Where I don't know how you can really enforce this policy, because I mean, like, honestly, who other than like Peanut Butter Gamer is not going to swear in their videos. They don't have a lot of people, which is a voluntary choice on their end.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of somebody coming around and saying, well, we don't like it when you say the 4-letter words, and we can't have that because reason XYZ. I've never been one of those people where, oh, swearing's bad, you can't do that. It's just like, why? It's a word.
You know what we gotta say to that? There's two simple words. Fuck that.
Yes.
That's so dumb.
I mean, that's the
So
reason
stupid.
why we did, because at first, like, with the reset button, the thing we wanted to do is we wanted to be, like, purely 100% professional. We wanted to talk about the news, do a little bit of reporting, and a little bit of feedback, and if there was ever, a swear that he or I did, we censored it with the Mario coin sound.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that. And we thought, we've got the professional stuff down, we've got the equipment, and we don't run a bad show, but can't we just relax a little bit?
Yeah.
So I suggested, why don't we try something called Super Reset Brothers instead? He thought the idea was great, we've run with it since. And yeah, we say fuck a lot on here.
Say a lot of fucking things.
Yeah, so that's the one thing
Some
that
of
annoys
it's some
me.
of it's good, some of it's bad.
Yeah,
Some of
I
it's
think
very
that's...
bad opinions too.
It's all territories when it comes down to it. Everybody's got good opinions and bad opinions. But the point is, the thing that brings us all together as brothers and sisters is the word fuck. It's amazing.
What it's really all about. But,
Is that what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen?
And
But-
this is weird because, like, a lot of people like to do vlogs on YouTube. Dina is one of those people.
Yeah.
So how is this going to really affect them if it's enforced? And I don't know how the hell they're going to enforce it. If they're going to enforce it by a bot, which that's worked out really well for them so far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, do you have like a team of people monitoring every single YouTube video?
Walking
That-
around and making sure that they don't hear the
Is
word.
there like a hallway in like Alphabet Inc. or like Google or whatever you want to call it? Is there like a hallway of like brand new YouTube videos just popping up randomly, and then you like touch this wall, and then like wherever you touch like a specific video, you delete that video?
It's pretty silly. I know it worked.
That's
the
some
one thing.
futuristic shit right there. I'd be surprised if Alphabet Inc. didn't come up with that idea.
The one thing we have at work is like it can monitor when people are talking on a recorded conversation, and it can determine if certain things were discussed or things like that, which does sound pretty exceptional when you think about it. But here's the other thing I can tell you: that motherfucker doesn't work. It can
just
say
doesn't.
it doesn't. It's like, oh well, it can tell that you brought this up in conversation and this happened. Like, I never do that. I never talk about that. Well, it said that you did it 14% of the time. Great. It's wrong. Okay, that's going to be my answer to you. It's wrong.
Some of
I
these
don't care what it
algorithms,
says.
some of these algorithms are just so weird in how they can pick up certain things and all this stuff. And honestly, I don't know. It's like I said before. I don't know how this policy is going to get enforced, if at all, because you have people like Maximilian who say a lot of swear words, and he's probably one of the more famous video game streamers, if not the most viewed fighting game streamer is Maximilian. Then you have someone like, let's say, Screw Attack or Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth is a very good example because they like to swear a lot. Are you going to shut their channel down? I don't think so.
Well, it's not that they're going to be shut down, so let's dive into that really quick. It's not shutting them down, it's taking away their monetization, which technically means you're not censoring them. They can still set it up if they want to. They can
Right.
still upload, but they'll never see a dime of money. And, if you're Google, Alphabet, whoever, you can make that call. That is completely your call. It's not censorship because you can decide who you want to pay. I mean, that's your right as a company. But at the same time...
Rooster Teeth brings in, I would say that they bring in a lot of money,
a lot of ad revenue. Yeah,
a lot of
the
ad
side
revenue for Alphabet Inc. or Google or YouTube or whatever you want
a
to call
lot of
it.
the ad revenue is
taking away their
generated-
taking away their monetization is a dumb idea.
Yeah, a lot of the ad revenue on this website are generated by these entities by Rooster Teeth and different people like that who have come along and decided to use YouTube as, their grounds for creating content, as their grounds for, making a name for themselves and putting it out there. So, in terms of it, number one, YouTube, you're biting the hand that feeds you. And that, to me, is just ridiculous why you would ever choose to do such a thing. Number two, we know that there's going to be massive backlash. It's already happened. Massive backlash, it's already here.
Yeah, it's already here. So, again, it's here again.
Mm-hmm.
So
and this seems to be like an every 3 to 4 month thing with YouTube anymore.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months, it seems to be like something new to yell about. Yeah, YouTube has become the new Facebook.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty bad in terms of people being pissed off about things.
Yeah.
But here's where I'm going to go on the opposite end, and I was telling you about this. And here's the part where I'm probably going to lose people on my side. And that's fine. I'm used to it.
Okay.
So, in terms of it, anybody who follows me on Twitter can recall when I was saying that, in terms of it, Google, not just Google, but YouTube, was going far too corporate in the way that they were handling things. The big guys at the top that have, like, the sponsors and everything, they're trucking along doing fine. There's not a lot of room anymore for the little guy to grow. It's become far too corporate. The internet has become far too corporate. And that's what I was like, you can't keep feeding the corporate machine and expect everything to be fine. Of course, I was shouted down by saying, well, where else are people supposed to go? Well, back in the day, there were plenty of different options you could go to. People just took the cushy, easy route and allowed the other ones to die. And in terms of it, now you have the problem you have right now with Google, with YouTube, to where, they're calling the shots. And there's not too much you can do about it if you want to get paid for what you're doing. Because, again, you took the cushy, easy route and allowed all the other options to die. It's a monopoly at this point, more or less. Who's to blame? You. You're to blame. And that's going to be a hard reality, and I think it would upset a lot of people that, for the most part, I'm placing the blame on them, but it is your fault. You caused this.
You got a point. You really do. You do have the alternatives like Dailymotion and Vimeo, but are those really high traffic sites? Are those really, like, high monetization sites? I don't think so. So it does seem to be like a monopoly with YouTube. And if they really want to create some change, I would say, go to Dailymotion, go to Vimeo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the way to really make things change around here.
Yeah, because they keep going the easy route, and they like, well, it's easy to go on YouTube, and I'll just use my ad blocker, and I'll just do XYZ to catch all this content. And just like newspapers, because, Tanner, you're in the field, and you know I'm right,
Yep.
People don't want to pay for this anymore.
It's true.
And then it's getting to the point where now monetization is being taken away from their favorite folks because that's what YouTube wants to do. Who's going to have to pick up the flack now? You! You're going to have to pick up the flack now. What if you don't want to pick up the flack? Don't expect them to continue because they won't be able to afford to do so. Again, you have caused this. I'm sorry to say it, but viewers, you have caused this by being greedy and refusing to pay into it. Creators, you have caused this by feeding into the Google machine and doing nothing about it.
Yeah, being in the newspaper industry, like you touched on it, people don't want to pay for news anymore, which really drives the news part of it away. And that's why you have newspapers either dying out or going to what is digital first. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, digital first. You put your news online, but you got to put a subscription for online news, and that drives a lot of people insane. And they don't want to subscribe to a newspaper, so sometimes we have to do what is commonly called clickbait. So clickbait can be sometimes, just like, you won't believe what happens next, or such and such things like that, or like really catchy things that kind of catch your eye. It's like, oh, what's going on here? So
Right.
a lot of people in either the internet or the newspapers or whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it, in the news industry itself, that's what it's been pretty much boiled down to, because people don't want to pay for what's going on with the outlets. That's the cold hard truth. And I think John Oliver even touched on it in his Last Week Tonight segment, where basically all news outlets are just becoming what is known as the BuzzFeed effect.
Yeah, it's so sad, isn't it? It's
It
just
really is because one day, and this is going to be a sad reality, because I feel like it's going to be more and more reality if people don't want to pay for news, is that you're going to have no one covering city hall events. You're
no.
going to have no one covering local events. Like, you're going to have a little bit of corruption, which isn't. I don't know, and I don't know if that's going to be the end detail because I feel like there's going to be at least one person who's going to cry foul at like the sight of corruption, like till the end of time, until we all die. But
You are
it's
gonna
not going to
have
be a newspaper forever and ever. The
Yeah,
way this is going.
yeah. There's going to be problems like that, and honestly, that could even be fixed when it comes down to something like, say, a gaming news site. You think if people had subscribed to these news sites more, that they wouldn't have to put out so many news articles? A lot of it's fluff every day. Because think of like how many articles are in a newspaper daily. You place and set up a newspaper, you know how many articles go into a daily paper. So compare that to how many news articles come out on a gaming news site every day. It's astronomical in comparison.
Yes.
And largely the reason why is they need people to keep coming back to the website repeatedly. They need people to spend more time on there so they can go to their, advertisers and say, look at how often people are spending time on our website.
The more
And
time that's spent on a website or even like an article, the more, you know, things that people are able to do because that helps bring in some monetization.
yeah, so instead of that, if a lot of people paid a subscription to it and they had that money and knew that they didn't have to like rush to try and get this. I mean, of course, if it's publicly owned, they're going to see maximum profit. But I still think that this would calm down tremendously because there wouldn't be as much of a need to do that. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to go away. Like I was saying, it's going to still happen a bit, but it's going to tone down tremendously.
Yeah.
You would see more useful articles, less fluff, stuff that you actually care about, and maybe even, God forbid, investigative pieces.
But that's going into a whole nother realm. Let's
Yeah,
go back
it
to the
is.
original topic, and that is YouTube. Because like what Rooster Teeth does, they have on their website sponsors or like first sponsors or whatever the hell they want to call it. But basically, it's a subscription model. But like if you don't have any monetization coming in, you can't buy any more equipment. You can't
Nope.
like pay your staff. You can't do anything really because you should be able to have some monetization for the time that you put in.
Yeah, and in terms of it,
If you're
lies
like
the problem.
if you're like a high level person, like someone like a Maximilian or someone like a Rooster Teeth or a PewDiePie or whoever you want to like throw out there, they have high levels of content, so they should be paid for their high levels of content.
Well, even when it comes to something like us, if a lot of people started really getting to what we were doing and we hit our goals and we're like, okay, we're fine. We're going to quit our jobs. We're going to do Reset Press every day. That's going to be our new jobs. And then all of a sudden, YouTube came along and said, nah, we're pulling it. Then even you and I would be in trouble, and we're small potatoes.
Yep.
So that could affect people on multiple levels, not just the high-end guys. It
But
could
also
affect
the-
all sorts of people.
But also the up and coming people, also the
Yeah.
like small potatoes have been doing this for years and years and years. It just it's very it's I don't know what the exact word for it is, but it's something that's it affects like medium to low level people.
Right.
It doesn't just affect the high level like content creators. It affects medium to low level creators as well.
Yeah, and therein lies the problem. In terms of that, I think, for the most part, you and I are pretty, shall we say, blessed in that area, because in terms of it, we've had guys like you who are watching us right now, the people who have been able to reach out and help us to get the microphones you see now in our shots, these better cameras that we have and everything. In terms of it, we haven't had to worry about that because we have you guys to thank. And honestly, I'm much prouder to say that all of this came from support from you guys then we went out on YouTube and did something like that. To me, I am much more proud of that.
Yeah, there you go. It's much more proud, not much prouder. You said much prouder, but I had to correct that. Oh well. Well, that's just.
I
the
was
whole-
in mid-speech, okay?
Okay, I'll allow whatever.
Okay.
But
Gotta give my speech.
but it goes back to the point. Like I don't know how the hell they're gonna enforce such a thing because a bot will never work.
No,
Never
algorithms
work.
are not going to catch all of it. It's just that simple. It's childish to even suggest.
It's even more challenging to suggest that there's going to be a team dedicated to catch every single piece. There's no fucking way. Not how big YouTube is. There's
Not just no way, but no fucking way. He
no
says.
fucking way.
No fucking way.
If YouTube thinks they're going to hire a team to look at every single video that is flagged for, offensive content or something like that, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. It's impossible. How
actually,
big they are, it's impossible.
And that actually kind of throws a monkey wrench in our future plans too, because before all of this madness started, we were actually going to start doing YouTube Live instead. We were going to bring this over to YouTube and start trying to build it with the YouTube channel and everything. And now, since YouTube's kind of telling us we're not welcome because we say fuck, what does that mean for us?
I don't know if it really means much because it all lies in the enforcement. And the enforcement right now has yet to be proven.
That's very true. It's still
Because
still,
I
don't
feel
know.
like
They're
a
gonna
lot
have,
of people,
drones flying
a lot
around.
hold on, a lot of people are making a big deal out of this, as they should. But in lies the problem of, okay, so you put your policies in place. How the hell are you going to enforce it?
Right.
It's
just,
a big bring it the fuck on challenge.
Well, I still think in the end we'll start doing YouTube Live as well, because
Of
we want to
course.
create that YouTube channel. We want to put stuff like Overwatch Wednesday out for everybody to see and all that goodness and everything. So we're going to keep working on that, and that's what we're going to do. But the TLDR of this entire thing of, is this censorship? Because that's what everybody keeps yelling. The answer is no, it's not. Because you can still put stuff up on YouTube. Nobody's going to stop you. You're just not going to make a dime off of it.
And that still has yet to be proven.
Yeah, that's
It's
true
yet
as
to
well.
be proven, really.
It's yet to even be seen.
I mean, Phil DeFranco, he says that, he's getting flagged and all that, but I don't know if it's really going to be enforced on a high-end level. Like, I feel like it's random hits and misses.
I think most of their Content ID stuff now is random hits and misses.
Mm-hmm.
Because in terms of, I got flagged one time for using a 4-second clip of WrestleMania for my WrestleMania review on NES with that
That's-
garbage game.
That's weird.
4 seconds! I wrote a thing back explaining why I would win using the 4-part test, and they dropped it.
Yeah.
But it was still dumb. It's 4 seconds.
And I can guarantee you that was done by a bot and not by a human.
Oh, I'm sure it was, but that's why I wrote back to the human and said, here's the 4-part test, here's how I would win, drop this.
Yeah.
So they did.
Yep. But going back, speaking of Overwatch Wednesdays, you can check out the new Overwatch Wednesdays that is available on resetpress.net.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. It is on Season 2 supports. So, with that out of the way, I don't know who said that, but we should wrap it up here for this week and just say, it sucks what's going on YouTube right now, of course,
But it's
but
not the end of the world.
it's not the end of the world because, one, they're not censoring you, and two, there's no real proof as to how they're really going to enforce it on a high-end level.
Yeah,
Because
there's no
right now
proof.
it just seems like it's random hits and random misses.
There's no proof. You can still say naughty words on YouTube, so
You can
not
still say
censored.
fuck, don't worry.
Yeah, that's the point. That's all you need to know.
So, Patrick, I'll let you take it away because you promised an outro.
All right, this has been Super Reset Brothers. My name is Patrick. Over there's Tanner. Y'all have a good day.
See you guys.
I hate myself.
And that's what we're going to end it on. Right there. Whew. newborn. That's funny. That's a way to lighten the mood up. That's the way to lighten the mood up after that kind of talk. Holy cow.
And just seeing, I hate myself so much.
Oh, man, oh man.
I'm 33. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? But then again, good old Craig, Stuttering Craig, just started his own his Twitch thing.
He
Craig's
just built
older
a
than me.
gaming PC.
Craig built a gaming PC?
Well, he had someone else build it for him.
Okay, now I believe you. You were like, Craig built a gaming PC. I was like, bullshit.
Oh shit. Oh no, but
I know Craig too well. No, he
okay,
didn't.
let me clarify that he has a gaming PC.
Okay, that
At
I'll
the
believe.
age of like what? Is he
Yeah.
40?
I think no, 40. Fuck no, he's like 2 years older than me. He's 35,
Okay.
going on 36. But still, I know Craig well enough where somebody's like, Craig built a gaming PC. I'd be like, you're full of shit.
Well, okay, he picked out the parts. He had someone else do it.
Just one time, like, I'm not gonna say which chat it was, but somebody tried to convince me that Craig wanted to quit Screw Attack, and I was like, "You're fucking stupid."
No, there's no way.
That
that man lives and breathes that brand. There's no way he's quitting.
like they just kept arguing and arguing, and I was like, "Okay, you know Craig on a fairly personal level, and I'm telling you, you're full of shit." Just straight up. I'm like, first I'm trying to be nice, then you won't shut up about it. Okay, let me be a dick now. Fuck you. You're stupid.
Is it the people we're thinking of?
I don't know what people you're thinking of. You would have to message me.
Yeah, I'll probably have to message you when we're up here. I think it's who we're thinking of, but I could be wrong. But regardless of that, wow. By the way,
So-
speaking of Max, he got a platinum rank in Street Fighter V, and he's dropping that game like a hot plate.
Jesus.
So
Like,
now
I can't play Street Fighter worth a damn.
now he's going back to Killer Instinct. He's like, oh yeah, I got platinum. We can go back to Killer Instinct now. Some of his audience is so mad about that, but some of his audience is also like, hooray, he's going back to KI.
Well, he
'Cause
got platinum. What else do you want him to do?
Diamond.
Oh, whatever. He got platinum. Whatever. Just don't stop until you're the greatest.
That was his goal all along, and he started like near the bottom.
And he will be, shall I dare say, glorious.
No, he won't give in. He won't give in until he's victorious. There you go. There's your reference. There's another wrestling reference.
Number 2!
Number 2, chalk it up on the board. There was, speaking of wrestling, there was some dude from ESPN. I don't know if you saw this, Patrick. Some dude,
No.
basically made fun of Kevin Owens' kid for liking what his dad does.
What the fuck?
I know.
What?
And it's so fucked up on so many levels, mostly because I think he also made fun of the autistic part of it.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay, let's say Coach is not happy, Grisham is not happy because they are high authority figures in ESPN, or at least like high personality figures, like more so than this dude. And not only that, there is a WWE division in ESPN. So think
Well,
about
still,
how
like-
all those guys feel. Not only on
hell,
this,
that's
like the
awful.
wrestling thing, like if he just made fun of wrestling itself, you know, who gives a fuck? It's just some dude's opinion. But he
Right,
made
right,
fun of a
right.
kid.
Well, that's what I'm going at. I take the wrestling thing out of it. You know, forget what wrestling. Who cares? The thing is, basically, the guy's like, "Your dad's a loser, kid. He's a loser.
He's a
Why do you
loser.
like what he's doing."
He's not accomplishing anything. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's like
You're belittling a kid. Good job, dude.
It's like, oh, my dad's an engineer. Well, he doesn't run the plant, does he? Your dad's a loser, kid. He sucks. And it's just like,
That totally sounds like Trump.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I know that, like, if you want to put Kevin Owens in a fucking UFC octagon, he's not going to beat anybody's ass.
Yeah,
I
he's
know
not going to
that.
beat anybody up.
But it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is he's got a craft, and he excels in it, and his kid's proud of what he does, and his kid likes it.
Yeah.
It's like if I had a kid and like he or she thought that me getting on this microphone every week and doing this was amazing and they wanted to do it, and somebody's like, "Oh, your dad's a loser. It's just an online podcast." Fuck you, motherfucker. Let's see you do it.
Like, I don't know what his deal was. It was like, I don't know if like on his profile he said he was hashtag hate hard king, and he was worked on like the Lebitard show and all this other stuff. Like, I like Dan Lebitard, but I think that dude has like been on that show for too long to have his ego like that. And he went away. And he went away with, "Oh, I got to do Sports Nation now," or whatever the fuck show it is. So I think when that show went off the air, he's like, "Shit, I'm in some deep. I'm in deep hot water here."
Yeah,
Because a lot of people
I'm
were not happy, especially Squared Circle. And
I'm not a big sports fan first and foremost, but I'll just say
regardless
this.
of that,
Yeah, regardless.
if you have a blue check mark on your Twitter profile, you're representing like a company or a brand or whatever.
There's that, yeah. That's a problem. At the same time, that's what I was going to say. I'm not the biggest sports fan, and I'll say if you're a person that, sits around all day and all you think about is statistics on sports, who the fuck are you to talk about a sports person? All you know is the statistics. That's all you know. You probably don't even know how to play the sport half as well as the person. Fuck off.
You know what we call that is a fantasy analyst.
Maybe, more or less. I'm never going to go and tell a football player how to play football better because I couldn't play the game half as well as them. I will point
Exactly.
out maybe they did some dumb shit here and there, but for the most part, they're going to beat my ass at the game.
Yep.
I don't know. It's ridiculous. Just because, it's not a real sport. They're not really trying to beat each other in competition.
Yeah, but they get hurt.
Right, which is the physical aspect. I
Some
can get
people
hurt.
don't even understand that. They get hurt for what they do. It's not a fake table. They get
Right.
hurt. They get injured.
Well, it's a gimmick table. They saw it up and put it back together or something like that. But the point is,
Drives
even
me
though
nuts.
it's not actual athletic competition, they're still doing something very physical, very violent oftentimes. And in terms of that, if you don't respect it, that's fine. But don't try to say that they aren't doing anything,
Right.
because that's
Like
a damn lie.
if you don't like professional wrestling, that's a whole nother topic. I don't give a damn if you don't like it or not. But it really upsets me that they just belittle the product and like what they do as a career. It's just baffling to me. And another thing is like, "Oh, wrestling is fake." Yeah, so is TV. So is TV shows. And you can't tell me that wrestling is fake because what they do in the ring, like, they get hurt doing that. That's not fake. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing is just predetermined. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
scripted and predetermined.
Yeah, it's just as fake as anything
But
else. you would watch.
is that a reason to not get excited for it? Of course not.
Well, I'll also pose this question because the people who know it think it's great. The people who don't know it might think it's great. Rocky, when he fought Ivan Drago, and I believe it was it Rocky 3 or Rocky 4?
Rocky
I can't
4.
remember. It was Rocky 4. So in terms of that, Stallone told I think his last name is Lundgren, but
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren, they actually threw on each other. Like for real. Stallone wanted that to happen so it'd look as real as possible. Dolph Lundgren really threw on Sylvester Stallone. That is
And
a known
Stallone got
fact.
fucked up.
Yeah, he absolutely did. They made a movie. The movie's fake, right? Stallone took real punches to film that scene. What the fuck?
That's baffling to me.
Yeah,
to be honest.
that's to say
Have you
it's
seen
fake.
Dolph Lundgren? He's like a fucking machine.
The guy is just pure, just mass. He is frightening.
Even at his age now,
He's still full mass and frightening.
Yeah.
But the point I'm getting across is, was the movie fake? Absolutely the movie was fake. But in terms of it, when it came to that fight scene, shit got real very quick. Because those were real punches flying. And the main reason why is because Stallone wanted it to look as real as possible. So when you're watching that scene and you're like, oh my god, this is great. Because they're really throwing.
Yeah, he's getting his ass kicked.
It's fake. There's a script. Everybody who filmed it knew who was going to win. But for that moment, there was some reality injected into it. And just with professional wrestling, at some points, there's a little bit of reality injected into it.
Man.
So that's what I'll give you today in terms of it. If you say, pro wrestling is fake, you're absolutely right. I'm not going to say it isn't. But to say that there's no reality injected into it, now you're just being facetious.
See, I can't agree with the pro wrestling is fake thing. Because it's not fake, it's predetermined. It's scripted. Yes, I'll agree with you it's scripted and predetermined, but I won't agree with you exactly that it's fake.
Well,
because they're flying off the
go
top
around
rope.
that.
They're not landing on a fucking California King mattress here.
Well, in terms of that, I know they're not doing that, but in the same sense, it's just like someone who's doing a stunt in a Hollywood movie. They're not exactly in the safety zone either, so it's a thing. That's why I call it fake, because if you're going to compare it to a movie, the movie's just as fake. Are there real stuntmen doing real stunts?
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Can they really get hurt? Some have died. So that's
Some have
why
died,
I
and that's
say it
not
is fake.
exactly proud to be of.
Yeah, that's why I say, we call the movie fake, we'll call the wrestling fake, because both are true. But let's, acknowledge that there is some reality in the overall product. Even if it is fake, there's still some reality that creeps in.
Yep. Man, oh man. That's a topic. I think
And
we
you
can call
said
that
we
a
wouldn't
topic.
have anything to talk about. We've had an after show that's been almost as long as the actual show.
Pretty
You
much.
said we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Almost.
We've had plenty to talk about.
Almost.
Almost plenty?
Almost plenty.
What does that even mean?
It means whatever I want it to mean.
I see.
There's the one Trumpism I have for today.
Means whatever I want it to mean. It's words. It's beautiful words.
It's
The
words,
best
beautiful words coming out of my beautiful mouth.
Oh my god.
Get him out of here.
Wake me up when November arrives.
I'll wake you up when September ends.
I quit. I quit the show. I am out of here. I am not putting up with this.
I
This
win
will
this
not
week.
stand.
I win this week. How does that feel?
Damn it.
How does that feel?
I don't think you saw it. I did
I
take
have
my
a
headset
question
off.
for you, Patrick.
What?
How does that feel, motherfucker?
Doesn't feel good. It hurts.
Burns?
It hurts.
Burns?
It burns.
Okay.
It does. I'm gonna stop. Wow. We almost went into some crazy areas. Let's just stop before things get out of control. Exactly. Exactly.
All
We
right.
have to go because this shit's just getting a little too wild. So, goodbye. Thank you for showing up. We'll do it again next week. And yes, I did fix it so there's not a delay with the speech now. Okay, bye.